Welcome back to Coffee and Conversation. So, Audie, as usual, is in the bedroom, sound asleep. I guess he's just going to snooze through the afternoon. But yesterday, I thought that was what he was going to do. He was in the bedroom when I started filming. He didn't come out and try to jump on my lap or crawl on the chair behind me and, work around from the other side. So I figured he was still in the bedroom, because once the camera starts rolling, I'm focused on making the video, and I'm not focused on what my cat is doing. Well, when I got around to editing the video, I started hearing his bell. And at the time that I was editing the video, I knew it wasn't Audie because he was right in my field of vision, sleeping on the floor in front of me. He wasn't moving. And I backed up the tape and I was hearing the bell again, and I realized as I was editing it, he was walking around somewhere close enough to the camera for the microphone to pick him up, or at least his bell. So believe it or not, he was with us yesterday, even though I was sure he was sleeping it off in the bedroom. So I'm not going to make any crazy predictions about what Audie's going to do anymore, because he seems determined to prove me wrong. I said I thought he would stay in there, and I didn't think we would see him. Well, I was right about that, but we certainly did hear him. So we are going to take a quick break for the intro, and we will be right back. So, I had a topic all planned out for this video, but the flow has been interrupted by this. And this is a package that we are going to go through. The topic I had planned for today, just kicking that forward to next weekend. This is from Stephy, and she is one of our suemeangels who helps to run that Facebook page alongside Colleen and the two other ladies. Stephy makes jewelry, and she has offered to make jewelry for the giveaways. And she sent me a whole lot of stuff to get started. So we are going to take a look at this, because looking at jewelry is so much fun. And I thought you would all enjoy seeing it. So it's going to be like a preview of the giveaways, but also it's going to give you some sense of the kind of work that Stephy does. So, oh, and I should mention, she has a shop on Etsy called Stephy's Beads and Baubles. There we go. I always get that wrong. I always want to say baubles and beads. And for those of you of a certain generation, you will know where that came from. It comes from the musical Kismet. And there's a song in that musical that's baubles, bangles, and beads. So I always want to say baubles first because of that. But no, it's Stephy's Beads and Baubles. Now, let's take a look at some of this stuff, because this is really amazing. And by the way, I do not have any concerns about opening up these packages, because when these items go for the giveaways, they are going to be boxed. I have so many jewelry boxes. I get them by the case, literally. And we're not going to be hard up for jewelry boxes at all. Let me take this apart a little. All right, here we go. These are the earrings, and this is black. I'm going to show you the other part of this, but just take a look, because this is starting to look very goth to me. And we've got this, which is the necklace, I believe. Fabulous. And there is this wonderful chain, and as I say, very, very goth looking to my eye. So let me get this back in the envelope. Okay, I got to put these somewhere else so I can keep track of which ones I have opened and which ones are left to go. Okay. All right. We've got here. Let me show you one of the earrings. This is lovely. This is an iridescent blue. We've got two shades of blue. One is dark and one is closer to like a teal or a turquoise. Very pretty. That's the earring. And there are two earrings, by the way. And we've got a matching necklace, which is a statement piece if ever I saw one. Here we go. Look at that. And this has all been built out around a key. So, do I have that right? Yes, I have that right. And, oh, this is an interesting, this is a mesh chain. It's like a mesh tube. So interesting. Anyway, this is a serious statement piece with matching earrings. So, let me get that packed away. We have everything here. Yes. All right. And I think the rest of these are all earrings, but we are going to find out. White and a lovely iridescent red. Also, oh, I should probably tell you that the metal is silver, so. And yes, we do. There are little sparkly things in here. Very exciting. Okay. Oh, these are similar, but they're white. Let me get this open. Very, very nice iridescent bubbles. Really cute. Oh, and she has put little plastic stoppers on the back. And I will go through these, by the way. And if there are any of these wires that do not have those little plastic stoppers, I will add some, because that's another thing I buy by the case. So, yeah, we should have fun with these. No, well, we got another pair with those little stoppers. I am supposing that they are all equipped with those little stoppers. Do I have a? I don't have one on this earring. Usually, I will put a little plastic. It's like a back for a post earring, and run it even on a wire, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. But you know, I gave that up a while ago because I'm no longer doing gymnastics in my earrings. Oh, and by the way, back when I was younger and I was doing gymnastics, it wasn't in any sort of athletic setting. It was just the consequences of being young and climbing all over everything. That's all. So I didn't want to give you the false impression that I was actually a gymnast. Not even close. Like, seriously, I was probably the least coordinated kid in the neighborhood. These are, it's a sort of soft, peachy pink with these lovely hearts. Look at that. That is just so interesting. Stephy's earrings, well, I shouldn't say just her earrings. her jewelry in general is very, very interesting. I like it. I like the style she works in, and I'm sure I have at least 1 or 2 necklaces that she has made from previous giveaways still kicking around, and I'll make sure I add them to the giveaway stockpile. Oh, look at these. These, oh, you know, this is a great color combination. This is one of the things I like about her earrings. She comes up with these really unexpected color combinations that just work so well. And we have these hot pink baubles here at the top, and these, which are sort of amber colored. I wouldn't have thought to put those 2 colors together, but boy, they sure do work. Get these back in. Oh, well, this is interesting. Let's get these open. I do not know what this little design is. It looks very, I don't know, old Celtic to me. But it's not a design I recall ever having seen before. So yeah, cool. I like that. It reminds me a lot of the sort of styles we had back in the late 60s, from my hippie days. We had long dangle earrings then. That was sort of the fashion. Interestingly enough, a couple years earlier, we had giant earrings that looked like Christmas ornaments. And then we got away from that, or at least I got away from that, which is good, because I never really cared for that giant Christmas ball earring trend. Never suited me. Here we go. These are very sweet, delicate little things. Clear and a very pale sort of pink color. And again, silver fittings. So those are extremely cute. And I hope you're all paying attention to these, because they will be coming up shortly on the giveaways. So if you see anything in particular that's caught your fancy, just hold it in your head and wait until the giveaway, when Colleen and her cronies will be deciding which pieces are being given away when. They are all going to be given away. Now this little lower bauble is red with gold swirls, which is so nice. And then we have the white bead and the darker red on top. That's very nice. So anyway, just so you know, to watch for your favorites when they come up. But I hope you are all participating in the giveaways. The ladies over on the suemeangels Facebook page work very hard to make these fun and make them successful, which is to say that the giveaway items actually get given away. What is this? Okay, black and white. But unlike the last black and white pair, these are not particularly goth. These are just really very sophisticated earrings. So anyway, I hope you are all going over. Notice how I'm distracting myself looking at the pretty baubles. I hope you're all going over to the Sueme's Angel Facebook page and signing up for the giveaways, because this is my opportunity to say thank you to all of you who tune in week after week. And, well, thank you. I wish it were possible to find a way to do something for every last one of you, but this is sort of my option. Sign up for the giveaways, and we will do the best we can. These are both off-white. I like these. I think it looks very nice with what I'm wearing, but I'm not keeping them. So, no, somebody else is going to benefit from this. But, yeah, that gives you some idea of what the color of the upper bead is, because I think it goes really nicely with this. So, let's get this back in. Now, as I mentioned, these will all come out boxed. So, that's something you're not going to have to struggle with the plastic bags, because, in fact, you have no idea how many gift boxes I have in my back room. Okay. This is black. Took me a while. I don't do well telling the difference between black and navy blue. And I actually had, oh gosh, this is going back about 5 years. I had 2 pair of shoes. They were so comfortable. They were Oxfords. And one was black, one was navy blue, exactly the same style. They were great. I really, really liked them, but I could not tell them apart. And of course, my fear was not so much that, oh, I would be wearing a pair of black pants and leave the house in navy blue shoes. Hey, I could live with that. My fear was that I would have a black shoe on my right foot and a navy blue shoe on my left foot and not figure it out until I was downtown, which thankfully never happened. I did eventually get a bottle of nail polish, and cherry red, by the way. So, and I ended up making marks on one of the pair of shoes. I don't remember if it was the black one or the blue one, but that is the only thing that saved me from actually going downtown in mismatched shoes, which is scary. Ooh. Okay. These are very interesting. These are little clear glass baubles with like a little sort of, I don't know if that, I'm going to say it's a dusty rose colored sort of splotch in the middle of each of them. Very interesting, very shiny, very, very sparkly. A lot of these are the kinds of earrings I think one would probably wear, you know, to a party or out to dinner or, you know, somewhere festive. Maybe you could wear them to work. I never wore things like that to work. I don't know why, but I just never did. Ooh, dragonflies. So look at those little dragonflies. And once again, we have these iridescent baubles. Look at the little dragonflies hanging down. Too cute for words. So anyway, what I was babbling on about was I think a lot of these are a little more festive than I am accustomed to wearing. Now we've got a set of earrings with a necklace here, and this is, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think these are actually navy blue with some, a little splotch of marbleization in a sort of cafe au lait color. I know. You got a blind woman telling you what color things are. What has the world come to? Okay, maybe navy blue. No. Look at this. This is the necklace that goes with it. I like these catches, by the way. They are so easy. Yeah. Okay. So I found a couple of things that will go with what I'm wearing. But again, I'm not keeping these things. Oh, but it is so pretty. Okay. This is the kind of thing I used to wear when I was going to work. Yes, I can see myself wearing that to work. Yeah. All right. So that is the last of Stephy's goodies. Let me get that all packed away. Okay, well, I've taken up most of the video just showing off Stephy's stuff. So I'm going to finish it off by just winging it and talking about the giveaways. We still have tote bags. We started off with handbags, cosmetics bags, and we've got some tote bags left to go. And by the way, these are not things, it's not like I'm cleaning out my closet. These are things that I have purchased, brought home, looked at, and said, well, this doesn't really work for me, and set aside, thinking, oh, well, you know, I like it, but I'm not taking it back to the store. And here's the sad truth. I am so addicted to bargain hunting that if I get a good bargain, I won't take it back for the money. That somehow seems like it defeats the purpose of having scavenged up that bargain in the first place. So anyway, these are all these things are new. And as I mentioned, Amazon Vine gives me all kinds of stuff. So I've got all of these items, and with the Amazon Vine items, I open the packages, I make sure I know what things are so that I can properly review them and whatever. So those things have all been, you know, they're out of the package. They've been handled, they've been examined, they've been photographed, they've been reviewed, but they're not used. So we still do have some going out for the handbags. Eventually we're going to move on to luggage, by the way, because I'll buy anything if it's on sale. Plus, we have a lot of jewelry because I'm getting jewelry items from Amazon. They will send me anything, I swear. We have loads and loads of scarves. I have 2, 3. Oh gosh, 4. 4, oops, my bad. 4 document boxes full of scarves that need to go out as well. So I have been collecting things with the idea that they would go out for giveaways for a long period of time. So we've got all kinds of goodies. And I have been trying to keep a certain theme, you know, like, let's start off with bags. And so I will go to Kiley and say, bags. And because I thought that might make it easier for you all to decide if you want to participate in a giveaway. But if you are like me and you have more bags than you know what to do with, you know, that may be where you say, yeah, I'm not going to participate in this particular giveaway. On the other hand, if you are like me and the scarves come up and you say, I have more scarves than I know what to do with, but no one has too many scarves, so I'm sticking around for that giveaway. So that's why I thought about sort of organizing them. But hey, this is basically up to the angels, how they want to handle this. I just send them photographs and descriptions, and they take it from here. So the giveaways are actively going on. So please do stop over and check. I'm trying to think of what. I have an outdoor light fixture. It's going up on a giveaway. That was another one from Amazon. a pair of very nice sunglasses, and they're really, I think they're very stylish sunglasses. Like I would know, but no, I think they are very stylish sunglasses, and they were another Amazon piece. Luggage, as I say, a couple of fairly large pieces, plus a backpack, leather, very nice. And I just wanted to make sure that you understood. I am just babbling, aren't I? I just wanted to make sure that you understood what was available within the framework of these giveaways. But also, I want to hear from you about what you think would make a nice giveaway item. One of our viewers did respond the last time I asked and said pet things. So I have acquired a pet carrier. Like, oh my goodness. Do we remember Legally Blonde when Elle kept her little Chihuahua Bruiser in that little handbag? Yeah, one of those. That is what I have for you today. Just a look at the giveaway items. This is not all the jewelry we have, not by a long shot, because Lisa has made jewelry for us. I even have a piece from Karen Hopper, and she does beautiful jewelry work. So we do have other pieces in other styles from other artists. So stay tuned for that. And that's all over at the suemeangels Facebook page. And if you cannot get in touch with them, if you're not on Facebook, if you don't do this, just send me an email. I always have email addresses in all of my videos. They may be different for each video, but they will all get to me. Send me an email and I will forward it personally to Colleen, just to make sure, because we want everyone included. We don't want, Facebook phobia to be a barrier to entering the giveaway, because I'm not on social media. Social media scares the bejesus out of me, and I don't do it. So I'd be the last person in the world to criticize you for it. All right, we are going to take a look at a slideshow on the way out. And since I was just talking about Lisa, and I'm thinking about a wonderful piece of jewelry she made that is going out in one of the giveaways, we are going to take a look at Lisa's DesertDragonworks, some of Lisa's little pet dragons for our slideshow. All right, thank you all so much for being with us. I hope to see you next time. If you stay tuned for Just Chattin', it'll be 8 p.m. New York City time this evening. And for everybody else, I hope to see you again next weekend. And in the meanwhile, have a terrific day.